Alright, this is one of the cutest little front wheel drives I've ever seen. It's made by Murray, so you guys in the States would know this one. It's got a gear front wheel drive system, but he hit something and broke that. So we'll use aluminum or something for rivets. And there's a piece of it. And he also had a hard time starting for some reason, or just the 4.5 pull rope broke. So I guess the first thing to do is to fix what's really bad, because you can't start it without the rope. So let me get it up on the lift and we'll go from there. Alright, let's have a look at this guy. So we need some tools. First I'm going to take off the cover to the gearbox and the top. So you guys can watch me do that, I hope. If I can get my act together. Isn't that simple? Gotta love simple. Thank you, Murray. You know, we don't get a lot of Murrays up here. As many, I should say. That part looks good. Okay, so then I just take this guy, make sure it's in reverse though, because you can strip these guys so easy. Remember, we have a rewind to repair first. Gas tank's got to come off. I don't think we'll have to play with the carburetor. But I do want to see if we have suction on the primer bulb. Oh, there's gas in it, isn't that wonderful? I think it just needs a new pull rope, guys. So now we need a 5/16 to get this gas tank off of here. There's 3 of them, and we need that magnet again. I've just learned to use a magnet on these Briggs & Stratton Quantums. There, I'm on the right side of the machine. It's funny though, I get the odd critic, but the heaviest critics are the ones that have never made a video. Although the odd guys giving me heck when I show my back, and what happens when I show my back is that I get into the trouble so deep that I forget that the camera's even on. So 3 bolts for the gas tank and 1 for the dipstick. That's self-explanatory, eh? Ooh. And he says he was having a hard time starting it too, and I think that's how the rope got broken. But that could be just a little bit of gas off the primer bulb, eh? Or not getting a seal on the primer bulb. So let's pull this off. Should come. Good. Now we just have to make sure that the spring is okay. So here we got the hood. This is a typical old style quantum hood. And the date's stamped in the front, so it's going to be a little bit older. You come with me on the date. So, one moment. 2000. March the 9th. And then I don't know what that 59 means. So this lawnmower's 20 years old. Cool! Okay, so what do we got here? I think we just have to get rid of the rope. Okay, so there should be at least 6 feet of rope here. Okay, well I'm 6'11". No, I'm not 6'11". But here's the rope. And the rope is about 7 feet. That's pretty standard for a Quantum. So I'm going to put 5 or 6 winds in the spring. There's the little rope guy where the rope comes through right there. My screwdriver's in it. We're going to go 5 winds. 1. Oh, maybe use a bigger stick. Okay, where are we here? I'm going to go 6. 1, 2, 3. That feels pretty tight. 4, 5. And you just stick that through like that. We'll buy double insurance. We'll stick 2 screwdrivers. Alright, this is just the other end of that rope. I put 8 feet on here. That's going to be too much. But I've got 5 winds on the, I'll get this other rope out of here. I've got 5 winds on the spring, and if we have to put another wind in, we will. Okay, so that's empty. Now we're just gonna, oh, it's pretty close. Good now. Alright, so now we just push this through here like this, where the hole came from, right? Are you with me? Right? And it should come through, yes it does, the hole in the spool. And I think a good old run-of-the-mill garden variety half knot is just tickety-boo. Okay, you with me? I think of Mick from Mick's Mowers every time I do this. He says I pull a rope too tight. I don't think so. Okay, now before we get silly, I'm just going to stick this on here through. If you get it bent in the right little, like if you put a little hooky cack in there, and then you push, it should go through. Yes, you put your mouth on stuff, right? It's only dangerous in the state of California. There it is. Yay! And now we don't know what's going on, so we're just going to put a loosey-goosey on there, like that. Now let's see where we are on the rope return. Is 5 going to do it? Nope. Well, maybe. Now I had a tight knot a little further up, and this handle is a deeper handle, so just squish her up and give her another yank. That's all we need. Perfect. I love it. We're going to put her back on the machine. Oh, I am going to oil, I'm going to blow out and oil this. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to squirt a little bit of oil in the spring and a little bit of oil on the cogs. I'm not quite sure why I'm filming all of this. And it's interesting, on these Quantum, sometimes you get longer ones and sometimes you get shorter ones, and this one's a longer one. So first we bolt down the front housing, the main housing with the rope head. We go slow. Nothing to it. Next one is the dipstick bolt. And the dipstick bolt and the dipstick bolt and the 3 gas tank bolts are all the same size. So I just picked the one that was the scuzziest one. It's probably the dipstick. That'll work out. As long as there's no chunks of metal. Good, and then the gas tank. Yeah, last year I hardly had any quantums come in, and this year it's been, yeah, we'll just get a ratchet with a 3/8 socket and an extension. And we'll just check those other 4 on the hood. The other 2 are 10. Okay, so the next thing is to just, before I put the cover on, I'm going to check to see if we have suction on the... Oh, one of the reasons why it may not be starting. Yeah, it's going to start. I think that the air filter was so dirty that it wasn't allowing any air in. And then, when it doesn't allow any air in, it'll pull air in from anywhere it can get it. And I mean anywhere. Which tells me why there's a slight oil film on this engine, on this mower, right? So I bet you it starts. Let's just lower it down a little bit. Pull this out, and we are gonna, how are we gonna do this? Should be able to persuade this open. Can you guys see? Won't go through the hook, eh? There we go. Now, if I can get the vice grips out and squish that back in again. So what do you think? Let's see, I'll bet you. Now we have 2 different currencies at the house where I live. We get the real dollars, Canadian dollar. A Canadian dollar is worth about 75 cents US. And believe me, we get less than that in value. But that's okay. It's a good country. But then my wife and I have a different set of currencies in this house. It's called Bruce bucks. Now a Bruce buck can be worth $1. But if it's just like, you know, you're on the couch, you're nice and comfortable, your wife is in the kitchen, and I'll say, honey, can you get me another cup of coffee? I'll give you 1,000 Bruce bucks. But they're really hard to cash in, like, because there's no, it's like a Bitcoin. There's a lot of valuation, you know. So anyway, we don't use Bruce bucks. We just joke about it. Bruce bucks. Let's just see if this starts. 1,000 Bruce bucks to see if this starts. We have prime. I'll show you that in a minute. Well, I'll show you that right now. Turn it. I don't mind bending this back. If you look right in there, we got a good look. You should see a squirt of fuel. See that? You see that? So that's going to mean, that means to me that if the spark plug's good, it should fly. There you There's gas in my way. So now what's left? What do you think about a tune-up? So that was so clogged it wouldn't pull air. So, let's have some fun. Obi-Wan, where's the clamp? Where's the clamp, Bruce? Start her up. Oh, we have to give it a little pump. So I'll bet you another 1,000 Bruce bucks that the spark plug's all corroded. Now. So if that, yes, not bad. If that spark plug is fouled up like that, that means it's not getting enough oxygen and it's burning carbony. Carbony. So I'm going to replace that plug. Now we're onto the tune-up phase. Ladies and gentlemen. Be right back. Gotta show the boss. Okay guys, this is not rocket science. We got a broken cover for the front wheel drive gear assembly. So I just took an old piece of aluminum, lined up all the broken pieces, and that's what I came up with. It's fairly primitive, but it's better than nothing. I'm just debating whether I should connect this piece to this piece. I'll throw it on there and see how it looks. Oh, it's going to work well. It's a little bit ugly yet, but I think if I paint it black, I'm almost tempted to take a strap like that, or maybe a little fatter. Yeah. Do an inside corner. Inside corner to an outside corner. Let's try that. Last rivet. Well, there it is. Okay. Now, I'm going to take a file to that so nobody gets cut, and we're just going to do a quick and dirty black, flat black on there. What do you think? It's better than it was. Thanks for watching. This is crazy. Let's just put it on the machine, and then you'll get a look at it after I paint it. There's the front. There we go. Not bad. Wait till it's black. You'll never even see it. It's a lawnmower! My old crimper died. Piece of junk. It was 35 years old. It won't grab the little rivets anymore. So I had to get my new old one out. And what I don't like about this one is it just takes a huge grip to get it started, right? Or this one, that's as wide as it got. And I kept wondering, why do I like this old guy more? It's because I could just get my hand around it and squeeze it. Too funny, eh? So let's just have a look at the front of this repair here. There she be. There it is. Looks better than a gap crack sitting there, and actually in behind there's also metal from here back to here with these two rivets, so that's covered up as well. That'll do. It's not the shuttle. 29 after 4. There we go. Now, one of my subscribers said I was boasting, but let's just see how long that takes. Once you get it organized, right? Okay, that took exactly 15 minutes. So, I know it took me months to get this up to date. But, and then if I have a little bit of a project, like I got a gears there and I got my stuff over there a little bit, I keep projects open. But that's it. So thanks for joining me on this wonderful journey into fixing junk.